In 1984, there was a lot going on in 1984. Just to give you some context of what was going on in 1984, there was some unrest in India. Indira Gandhi was murdered. The UK and China agrees on Hong Kong. AIDS breakout, pandemic of AIDS. James Huberty killed 21 people and wounded 19 others in a California McDonald's mass shooting. As far as entertainment goes, you had the Beverly Hills Cop, Karate Kid, Ghostbuster, Gremlins, Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom, Police Academy, Footloose, Splash. All of these movies came out in 1984. The Cosby Show debuts in 1984. Ronald Reagan gets reelected in 1984. Record of the Year is Beat It by Michael Jackson. Album of the Year is Thriller, which actually was released in like December of 1982. But those are stories for other days. Things that were invented in 1984. DNA fingerprinting, CD-ROM, Tetris, and the Apple Macintosh computer interface and all that stuff. The album Purple Rain by Prince was released in 1984. Red Hot Chili Peppers debut in 1984. Speaking of 1984, George Orwell's 1984, which thematically centers on consequences on totalitarianism, mass surveillance, repressive regimentation of all persons and behaviors in society, perpetual war, omnipresent government surveillance, historical negationism, and propaganda. That's the book 1984, which was like, it came out in like 1949. But 1984, where am I going with this 1984 theme? Well, I wanted to talk about basketball. That's right, the NBA to be exact. So the National Basketball Association, 1984. This is, some can say, we have seen the greatest basketball player to ever walk the court, on and off the basketball court, is Michael Jordan. Depending on your generation, if you come from like an older generation, you may say Wilt Chamberlain, or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, or Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Bill Russell, but far and wide, a lot of people claim Michael Jordan is the greatest. So 1984, Michael Jordan enters the league, the NBA league. 1984, he enters the league. You know what else happens in 1984? LeBron James enters the world in 1984. LeBron is considered one of the greatest basketball players, playing active player currently right now. We're going to talk about Kobe. I'm going to get into that as well. The reason I'm talking about these basketball players is these are NBA theories that I just want to throw out there. I'm doing some research, and some could say they're coincidences, some could say that they're conspiracies, but I just think that I'm just going to call them NBA theories, or just head scratchers, perplexities, things that are profoundly intriguing about the NBA and some of the players and some of the teams and things that have been going on. I don't know if this is going to be a series or if this is just a one-off video, but I find it interesting. I hope you do too. So 1984, Michael Jordan enters the league. 1984, LeBron James enters the world. He's born. 2003, Michael Jordan leaves the league. He retires from the Washington Wizards. This is like in April. 1984, Michael Jordan enters the league. A few months later, LeBron James is born and enters the world. 1984. 2003, Michael Jordan retires. A few months later, LeBron James enters the league. 2003. Now, LeBron James, Steph Curry, this is kind of random, born at the same hospital. Not at the same time, they're not born, they're not the same age, but they were born at the same hospital. That can happen, right? That can happen. Kobe Bryant, his rookie year in 1997. Kobe Bryant comes in the league in 1997. They make it to the conference finals. They're going up against the Utah Jazz. They are on the brink of extinction of being eliminated. The ball is in Kobe's hand. He airballs. They go into overtime, and then he airballs 3 more times in overtime. They lose the game, and immediately after that, he goes back to LA, tells the janitor, open up the gym, and he worked on his shot, and he became almost obsessed with getting better, and that became like the Mamba mentality. That gave birth to, he didn't go on vacation after losing, he went to work, and to work on his craft. So that gave birth to the Mamba mentality. Now his retiring game, 20 years later, so he came in rookie year 1997, 20 years later, 2017, he goes up against that team again, Utah Jazz, but he has a phenomenal game. So it's a complete opposite from the game where he was airballing and lost in. They didn't make it past conference finals. He dominates his game, his last game versus Utah Jazz. So he retires, and then a few years later, this year, 2020, unfortunately, he dies in a helicopter crash with his daughter and a few others. Rest in peace. That was on January 26th. The day after, LeBron passed him in Philly, of all places, where Kobe was born, against the Sixers. LeBron passes him on the all-time scoring list for that 3rd place spot, behind only Karl Malone and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Which Karl Malone, Utah Jazz, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has him, play for the Bucks and the Lakers. Speaking of the Bucks, speaking of the Lakers, Vince Carter rookie year was 1999, and that was the lockout year of the NBA, if you remember. 1999 lockout year for the NBA. Vince Carter's first year. Vince Carter's last year, here it is, 21 years later, in 2020, he retires during almost a lockout with this pandemic. Coronavirus, telling you this shit is real. It is real. In 2001, Vince Carter makes it to the conference finals up against the 76ers. They got Allen Iverson. This is 2001. It's game 7. 2 seconds left. They're down by 1. The score was like 87-88. Vince Carter got the ball. It's like literally 2 seconds left. Shoots it. It was a good look. It was a good shot. It just didn't go in. He missed the buzzer beater. The Sixers go on to face the Milwaukee Bucks. They beat the Bucks, and then they lose to the Lakers, right? The dominant Lakers with Shaq and Kobe and all that. So here we go, fast forward 18 years later, 2019, again, same team, Raptors versus the Sixers, but the Raptors got Kawhi, not Vince Carter. And the Sixers don't got Allen Iverson, obviously. Game 7, score is 90-90. Only difference is Kawhi makes that buzzer beater. They go on to face the Milwaukee Bucks again. They beat the Bucks, and then they go on to face the Warriors, and they beat the Warriors. Parallel universe, NBA theories, what do you think? It's just a big giant coincidence. I find it very profoundly intriguing. I started this whole video about 1984 Michael Jordan, so I want to end it with Michael Jordan and LeBron. Michael Jordan and the Bulls face Utah Jazz. They keep coming up in this video here. Utah Jazz. in the finals in 1997 and 1998. The Bulls beat the Jazz both years in 6 games in the finals. And the interesting thing is Michael Jordan had the exact stats as far as scoring. 15 out of 35 shots in 44 minutes. 15 out of 35 shots went in. He made 50. It was 15 for 35 in 44 minutes in that game 6 in 1997 and also in 1998. Identical. 44 minutes, 15 out of 35 shots he made. LeBron James is, without a doubt, remember we talked about 1984, we're talking about NBA, these are theories, these are this year. And what's about to happen next, tied in with what happened in 1984 as far as like the worldwide events, the US events, a lot of things that have been going on. Here it is, 2020. You're about to witness some very interesting things unfold right before your eyes. You're witnessing incredible history right before your eyes. And take note, enjoy it, and I told you so. There's some, I don't even know if this video is going to upload. We'll see. We'll see. Peace, love, small truth, galaxy. I'm Zachary. I see you. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others, be kind to nature. The universe will support you. I'm going to be dropping some stuff on y'all. I'm going to be dropping some interesting stuff on y'all. And I'm going to lose a lot of people, and that's fine. But there is going to be one of you. One of you is going to be really tuned in, and you're going to take it further. So I need you to finish the assignment. I need you to complete the objective, stay on task, stay focused, stay motivated. Zach care if don't nobody else care. All we're doing is gonna continue to be kind, and we're gonna continue to give the truth.